Guruji, can you enlighten us on the subject of abhyasa and vairagya?
Oh, it's a very, very hard question. Abhyasa is positive practice. Vairagya means what obstacles come or what impediments come in the way of our practice is vairagya. But the meaning which people are under the impression that you have to renounce the world, you have to renounce the other things in order to take to yoga. Patanjali, in the second chapter, explains that this vehicle of the soul, the body, the organs of action, the senses of perception, the mind, the intelligence and the consciousness, are all there for the betterment of understanding the soul. If the yogi is made to use these vestments of the soul or the clothing of the soul so that it is uncovered one by one through the methodology of yoga, so that one have the direct sight of the soul, or the soul looking at the soul. It's a very complicated thing, but at the same time, the abhyasa and vairagya is almost identical to the hatha yogic terminology of ha and ta, sun and moon, or prana and apana, or the individual soul with the universal cosmic soul. So one is a negative force, one is a positive force. Again, as like the first question, how to blend the willpower, similarly, in the practice which is positive, in vairagya, which is said as detachment or free from desires. Free from desires is not so easy to achieve. But when you use that word in the very first chapter, he has very clearly mentioned that anushasanam, code of building your character for the evolution of this soul, is abhyasa, is practice, not chittavritti nirodha. Because chittavritti nirodha comes under vairagya if you very carefully study, because restraint means vairagya, not to do this, not to do that. But in the fourth sutra, in the first chapter, he explains that mind, like a magnet, draws the soul to its fluctuations or to its thoughts. So observe in such a way that ye learn to renounce that when the mind drags the soul towards the thought waves. Keep away from the thought waves is vairagya. So he answers by the 11th sutra by establishing the first sutra and the fourth sutra of the first chapter to give the meaning of what is abhyasa and vairagya. So friends, in your practices, yama, niyama, asana and pranayama are the evolutionary method. That means the soul moving towards the extremities of the vestments of its cover. The mind, the intelligence of mind, the senses of perception, organs of action and the outer body. Pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi, or the vairagyic method. That means it's also a method of practice to move towards the return journey. First is a forward journey and the other is a reverse journey. So reverse journey means going towards the core of the being. We start from the core of the being towards the periphery, the extreme end of the body, this frontier, the skin, and then withdrawing from the skin towards the periphery is the inward journey. So these 8 aspects of yoga is divided into 4 parts. One as the method of practice to evolve the soul to understand the external, because body is also the external appearance of the inner soul. So Patanjali deals for those who are not capable of studying the inner part of the body. In the second chapter begins with the extremities of the body, known as the evolutionary method, up to pratyahara, then conquest of senses, conquest of mind, stability of the intelligence, known as pratyahara, dharana and dhyana, as an internal journey towards his soul, so that there is a tremendous understanding of the divine unity of body with the soul, soul with the body. And that is abhyasa and vairagya.